Good evening, storytellers. Okay, we are 1 week away from the 1st of November and therefore from NaNoWriMo. So I'm going to do a week dedicated to encouraging you to take part in NaNoWriMo. If you've been sitting on the fence about writing, if you've been dabbling in writing, the reason being that it's like a 5K or a quarter marathon. No, 5K. It's 40 kilometers in a marathon. It's an eighth K. Okay. Anyway, that aside, it's it's there. You've got to do it because it's there. It's like when people give things up for, Lent and or whatever the appropriate equivalent thing in your belief system would be. You decide you're going to do something for a period of time and you tell people about it and you say that if you don't, you're going to do X, Y, Z instead. At least if you don't, then it's a great idea if you do, because then if there's a penalty for you, you're much more likely to stick to your guns. So, NaNoWriMo. I don't know whether they picked November because of the no part, but what is it? NaNoWriMo, national. I must have started off in one nation in that case. National Novel Writing Month. Well, it's worldwide now, so maybe it should be in NaNoWriMo. There's a writing prompt for you. A big committee gets together to try to name or rename something which has got the strangest name on the planet in any case. NaNoWriMo, 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 NaNoWriMo. It's sort of like an animal that Dr. Dolittle might sort of have a conversation with. Sorry, the camera's over here. I don't know why I'm looking over there. You're over here. So, what is it? Well, basically, you try to write a certain amount of words. In fact, you commit to doing so every day for 30 days in order to achieve 50,000 words, which is the length of a very short novel. The average length of a quick read type of novel, if you're a fast reader, is around 80,000 words, but 60,000 is acceptable. And if you're Stephen King, about 500,000. No, that's exaggerating a bit, but his books come in at somewhere around 250, 300,000 words, and those are the doorstops. Lee Child is another. When you go to the shops at the airports and you see these big sort of, they're about 2 inches wide, aren't they? 2 inches being 5 centimeters. That's a lot of words. But we won't go there because we won't. But the idea is you try to turn out 50,000 words in the space of, I didn't do 60,000 because it would have been 2,000 a day. I don't know. But they could have said 1,999 words a day and you would have been just 30 words off 60,000 words, which would have been a respectable amount. And this was conceived in the time of publishers before the internet. Internet publishing is a relatively new thing. So it's got its roots before 2009, 2010, 2011, when the internet, people like Joanna Penn and Nick Stevenson began to figure out how to use the internet to actually start selling books. Oh, and Amazon. Amazon was a massive, massive, massive influence. So, I'm rabbiting on a bit here. The idea is that you do that. Your word count is going to be around 1,700, 1,800 words a day. Is that doable? Well, yes, and I'll explain a fast way to do it tomorrow. And if you're watching this, you've got a computer, so you've got the means to do it. And obviously, from what I've just said, it involves the use of a computer. So the reason I'm starting now is it doesn't hurt to start preparing anytime. You could start in December, start preparing, and there's nothing to say that you can't have your own national novel writing month anytime you like. But the fact that there's an international movement planet-wide, there will be forums, there will be Facebook groups, there will be all kinds of probably Twitch and Reddit groups, Periscope, people sort of having hangouts where they write together. And it's a great way to get accountability buddies as well, where you basically meet up at the same time every day and you distance yourself from any kind of distraction, and while that other person is online with you, you write, you do your writing, knowing that you've got some sort of company there who's doing the same thing. And the fact that they've turned up and you've turned up, you've both got to do it. And if you say you're going to do 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day, that's it's a good prompt. So that's why November. November's a bad month in many ways because you've got in America you've got Thanksgiving. There's the day after Halloween. So a lot of people will be taking down decorations and things, and so that's going to eat into their day. But November it is, and maybe that was to help it stick in their memory more because of the no part. So I encourage you to seriously consider this if you have not taken the step to do much writing. If you're doing short stories, how does that fit in? Well, I'll explain that the day after tomorrow, because Mr. Nabokov, the guy who features in a song by Police, The Police Don't Stand So Close to Me, and also wrote Lolita, he wrote what he called an episodic novel. And I'll talk about that, as I said, day after tomorrow. And if he can do it, then so can you. So can anybody. Right. On that note, I will say happy writing. And if you found this useful, then you know what to do. Happy writing. Good night.